Hello and welcome to Ewe Sew You. My name's Zoe and this is my channel all about the crafty bits and pieces I get up to. I knit, I sew, I spin on a drop spindle, I dabble in weaving from time to time and anything else that takes my crafty fancy. But today we're talking about how I'm going to be preparing a bat for spinning. So grab a brew, put your feet up and let's get started. Welcome back to any returning viewers, and to any new viewers a very warm welcome to you. As I mentioned in the opening to this video, we're talking about how I'm going to be preparing a bat for spinning, and that would be this particular bat here. It's still Tour de Fleece at the moment, got about a week left. I'm filming on Saturday the 16th and Tour de Fleece ends on the 21st. So this is my next spinning project for that. It's a bat from Goblin and Mohair called Queen of Hearts. It's BFL, Merino, Corridor, Mohair, Shetland, Sari Silk, Firestar, Angelina and Silk Noir. So I need to think about how I'm going to spin it up, how I'm going to separate out bits ready for handling with my spindle. So let me flip the camera around, we'll take a look at it and we'll make some decisions. Okay, so here's the bat all rolled up. I'm just going to take the label off and see what it's like when it's open. Okay, so lots of reds and oranges, a few blues in there. Okay, so I can see that the underside is all red. I'll flip it over in a minute so we can have a look at the top side. Flip it over. Okay, so we've got dark red at this end, stripes of blue, orange in the middle and a brighter red at that end. So I have some options here. The first thing I'm going to do is divide it in half, so I'm going to split it this way, so that I've got roughly the same amount of fibre in each half. And I think I want to try and preserve some of these colours, so I don't want it to blend too much. So I think I'll either split it into strips and go for long repeats of each of these colours, or I can do some rolags and get some blends going. I think that's probably what I'm going to be doing actually, is split it in half and then split it into rolags. So I have the blue, the dark red, the blue, the orange and some of the blue, and then the other red and some of the blue, because my rolags will be just slightly shorter than this knitting needle because that's the tools that I've got available. Okay, so we're going to roughly split it in half, just this side of this crease here. So I'm just going to pull it apart at that point and then I'll come back and do the rolags with you. Okay, so I've split the bat in two. I've got my other half here, and then I've split this half into three, and I'm going to essentially do faux lags because I don't have blending board, because I don't really want to mess about with how it's being blended together too much. I want to keep it sort of how it is. So I'm just going to flip this over so that I've got this side going on the inside, just because that makes more sense to me. And I'm going to put one knitting needle towards the base and just fold the edge of the fibre over onto it. Give it a little bit of a tug. I'm going to sort of slightly pre-draft it and roll it up Giving it a bit of attention as we go, so I'm actually leaning on fibre with my other arm to slightly draft it a bit. That's probably about enough. And then we've got our first rolag type thing. I'm going to do the same with the rest of it. So again, knitting needle over the bottom. You can use a stick, this one like a doweling type stick as well. Just going to hold that fibre in place there. Give it a bit of tension as I roll it up. So you are, as I say, pre-drafting it a bit as you roll it up. And if you had an even weight, like a book or something over the top of it, they're going to roll up a little bit more evenly than I'm getting here, but this will do the job for what I want to achieve. Okay, so that's 2 out of that section. I'm going to do the same all the way across this half, and then I'll do the same to the other half when I'm ready to spin that. Okay, so I've finished spinning up and plying that batt. So this is the finished yarn. I also need to put it on the niddy noddy and measure it, and it will obviously get soaked and have the twist set in it, along with all my other Tour de Fleece yarns. But there's some interesting texture to this one, particularly with the mohair. So as you go through it, there's like fluffy bits and then some not so fluffy bits. But this fibre, well, the fibre in this, almost everything is in this. BFL, Merino, Corridale, Mohair, Shetland, Sari Silk, Firestar, Angelina and Silk Marl. And that's all come together to create nubs where I wasn't able to draft some of the stuff as finely as I normally would, and then, as I say, these fluffy bits of mohair sticking out all over the place. So it's a really fun, really interesting yarn. It looks to me to be round about that fingering, maybe some places closer to sport, but around about that fingering weight. It might fluff up a little bit when I soak it, I don't know, because some of these fibres are obviously wool, so the BFL, the Corridale, that sort of thing, they're wool, so they may well fluff up, but the Sari Silks and the Silk Noir, that kind of thing, is not going to fluff up. So we'll see where this ends up. But yeah, really fun, really interesting yarn to spin. I do like turning my batts into those sort of rolag, faux lag type things. I don't have a blending board, so I would consider a true rolag to be done off a blending board. So that's why I sort of faux laggy type things. But yeah, it's a really useful way to do it when you're spindle spinning, because it makes the fibre much more manageable. There are many other ways to work with the batt. This is just one. And it's just the one that I chose for this particular batt. A different batt I might have stripped it, or at some point I do want to try using a diz on a batt, but I haven't got a diz yet. Sure, I can fashion one, they're not complicated bits of kit. But yeah, so that's what I chose to do with this particular batt, and I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. So I hope you found that useful and interesting. Now, next week I'm going to be doing a roundup of all of my Tour de Fleece spins for this year, side by side, so you can see how each of the skeins have turned out, and I will also be soaking them and setting the twists between now and then. So fingers crossed everything dries in time. It should do, because it's been quite warm for this part of the world over the past week or so. I actually had to take a break from spinning this batt on Monday and Tuesday because it was way too hot to be dealing with wool, for this part of the world anyway. So that was my rest days for Tour de Fleece this year. I didn't take them on the actual rest days as prescribed, but I did take the super hot days as my rest days. I think one of them might have been a rest day. So yeah, so that's the plan for next week's video. I aim to put a video out every weekend. It's usually on a Saturday, and if you've enjoyed spending time in my company, by all means like and subscribe and ding the bell down below like all the YouTubers tell you. Once a month it's say what I've been working on this month, although this month that's going to be a little bit different because most of the month's been spinning. And in between times it's more sort of how I do different techniques and projects and crafts and things. So it's sort of tutorially-ish. There are many ways to do lots of these things. I just show you the way that I do it. So yeah, if that sounds like your sort of thing, love to see you next time. But until then, happy crafting and bye-bye for now.